Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Yo, long time. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Photo Chats with Nats. It's been indeed quite some time. My apologies. My name is Natalie. I'm a professional photographer based in Johannesburg, South Africa. And I am chatting to you about all sorts of different things, photography related, and I'm glad that you were able to join me for today's show. So today we are talking about why everyone seems to be loving the Fujifilm X100 series cameras. And I can't wait to get diving into this juicy topic. So I will first look at the X100 series in a bit more historical perspective, why it's so popular, and also why you will want one by the time we're finished with this episode. And then we're going to have another look at what I'm talking about in my next show. Let's hop right in, shall we? So it's the X100 series, Fujifilm's wonderful, beautiful fixed lens camera. You may have picked it up in the social media. It's very popular. It was my first camera that I started shooting with when I started shooting on Fujifilm. It is by many photographers called the entry-level drug to Fujifilm. You will know what I'm talking about if you're in the same boat as me. It was definitely. It sucked me into the system, and I am sure I'm not alone. A lot of people talk about it that way, and it was my start to it, but it was actually launched already in 2010. That was the very first X100 a series that Fujifilm brought on the market. It was groundbreaking. It made quite the waves. It hit the spot that was needed at the time in the market. There was, no real powerful mirrorless camera out there at the time. And, people were looking for compact and high quality cameras. And this is exactly what Fujifilm delivered at the time. It was a very high quality camera. It spoke to beginners and discerning photographers all at the same time. The lens was and still is an f2 fixed lens of very high quality, and obviously the retro design that got all of us by the short and curlies, which we so absolutely love. It was the first of its kind at the time. Like I said, in 2010, we are shooting on DSLRs. So that was quite amazing. It then was followed up by the X100S a couple of years later in 2013. That's when I jumped into the system. The lens, like I said, was a high quality lens already then. The autofocus was improved on the X100S over the X100, which is when it really started to grab everyone's attention. Then it went on with the X100T only a year later, so that should already tell you how popular it was that Fujifilm needed to push updates and improved versions of this camera. The T came with Wi-Fi and, had a few tweaks here and there, and one of the big things that it also brought to the table was the optical and the hybrid viewfinder, the optical and electronic viewfinder. And it kept improving and getting better and better. The camera has a leaf shutter as well as an ND filter. That is true for all the different models in the series, which makes it very unique as well. The leaf shutter obviously giving you the possibility to shoot at, with flash, for example, at a higher shutter speed, which lets you shoot on a wider aperture, which makes very, very interesting images with such a small camera. That's very groundbreaking. Also, the ND filter lets you Also stop down again, and makes it a more flexible camera to use all in all. And it is weather sealed. So after the X100T came the X100F in 2017, which was the previous image. And this is the X100V, which was released in 2020. Now the X100V, broke all the records because it now comes with a tilt screen, which a lot of people wanted, and now fulfills a need, which, if you know how I shoot, I absolutely love the tilt screen. So this is just, the best thing since sliced bread. And it also comes with other more improved features that really makes this camera now a camera in a league of its own, and extremely, extremely versatile. So I want to have another look exactly why it is so popular, apart from, what it looks like and the features and, the development in the technology that Fujifilm's put into this decade. Let's wrap this up in about 10 seconds. So that's really all I need to say, but I won't. I could end here, but in all honesty, the reason why it's so popular is because it's so compact, because you can achieve so many different images with one camera. You can, take it anywhere because it is so compact. That lets you, produce high quality images no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter if you're on holiday and you want to shoot for yourself, or maybe you're a beginner or you're a pro. The camera is so flexible in its settings that it lets you set it up so that you can, shoot with ease without really, knowing too much about photography to begin with. And then you can grow with it. Or you're a pro and you're looking for all the professional features like high quality imagery to be produced out of this camera. So it really serves everyone, which obviously, is a wonderful thing to have in a camera. So, whether you're shooting for yourself or you're shooting for work, it is there, it delivers, and it's beautiful to handle and work with. And of course, it has fantastic film simulations, the ones that come already built in by Fujifilm by default. And then in addition to that, you can add the beautiful film simulation recipes that are also, becoming more and more popular. There are lots of people out there who produce them. There are apps, there are websites, there are forums where people can, join and really get the most out of this beautiful image quality that the camera produces, and make this a camera that you can shoot with and receive beautiful JPEGs straight away without needing to edit much. So that makes it even more popular and accessible to even more people, even if you don't have a camera or a computer, or you don't know much about editing, or you just don't feel like it. Everyone, gets a lot out of it. So if you're on holiday, or if you want to, have images that represent a specific film simulation or a film, anything analog, this camera really delivers all of those. And then not to forget that it delivers this retro experience, which we all love so much. The moment you handle this camera, you will love the feel for it, because it is small and compact, yet it is heavy enough, and it is beautiful in your hands, so you can, really enjoy using it. So once you've picked it up once, you will, want to pick it up again and again, because it is just, so much fun to use it. And it's not only the camera itself, but it also has buttons on the top that let you have a more immersive experience. The tactile way of setting up the camera, if you wish to do so, is absolutely amazing. It really draws you into the creative process. And if you don't want, you can also use, the more traditional ways of setting up your camera. So it's really that versatile. And then lastly, not to forget social media. This is where, it's really, hitting hard. It's really out there making waves, because content creators have discovered this camera in its, the iteration that we have now, the X100V, because it is letting you create wonderful images of a high quality standard, which is definitely an improvement from a phone, where a lot of content creators have been working from up until then. And they can really produce these images very quickly. They can use recipes, so they are trendy and relevant. And they can even show off the camera in their photographs, because it is so beautiful. So I think there are more than enough reasons to understand why this camera is so popular, and why the demand for it is very, very high. And yes, I think you absolutely should want one. Even I'm like, if I didn't have it, I would want to buy one now. But luckily, I have one. And I have one for many reasons. And one of them is that, like I said, it serves every need. It produces images no matter what you're trying to achieve, whether it's landscapes or portraits or wildlife, macro photography, action, still life, if you're in a big city, in a village, or you want to photograph panoramas. Not to forget that this is what Fujifilm gives us built into the camera. It's not unique to the X100 series, but it produces high quality imagery in camera that gives you so much beautiful detail. So it is definitely, some feature that you can absolutely use and make use of to show off areas where you are when you're traveling or what have you. And it features all the film simulations. So whether you're looking for black and white or beautiful colors, it's all there for you for the taking. In addition, you can shoot and share, which is so important for many of us because we don't want to wait for imagery, especially in the social media space, or in a daily space when we are taking photographs maybe of family events. We know this, if we're taking a photograph and then, uncle, aunt, and siblings are all nagging us for the photographs that we've taken because they want to share those themselves. And, this camera gives you the ability, because of being able to set up the settings so that you can have JPEGs out of your camera straight away. And in addition, you set it up with the app on your phone and you can instantly download and share those images, which is obviously a great advantage. And because it is so popular, it's also easy to understand that it is, hard to find because the demand has been so high, supplies have been difficult to keep up. And, as we know, supply and demand. So if you look around these days, and if you are looking for an X100V, you may be shocked as to the pricing that is available out there. But that is not your only option, because the X100V, yes, it is the latest model, but because this camera is so well made and it's been developed for such a long time, you can easily go and look at older models if you want to get your hands onto one of these cameras now. It is, definitely worth your while. Obviously, depending on what you're looking for. If you, need to satisfy your need right now, or if there's, if you are a social media creator and you're like, this is exactly the camera that will do everything for me, you will see what you get, or maybe you can wait. Who knows what's in the pipeline? I don't. All I know is that it's hugely popular, and Fujifilm is pushing hard and getting cameras out, and I don't know what they make of that for their future plans. However, it is very, very exciting. And I have been shooting with this camera now for coming on 10 years. This year is my decade anniversary of shooting on Fujifilm. And I have, a while back already, written a blog post about this. Like I said, my entry-level drug into the system. I called this blog A Love Affair with Light, Life and Mother Earth, or an ode to my perfect camera. And this is, like coming from the heart. You can catch this blog post on my blog. I post the link in the comments. And, just have a look-see. Maybe you can resonate with what I've written. And tell me about it. You can comment on the blog or here on the YouTube and let me know what you think. Maybe you're in a similar position. And it would be great to hear. What do you think? And this kind of wraps it up. If you have any questions, let me know. You can, hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think, how you experience it, or if, you have any other questions regarding the models or the technical tips you may need. I am here for you. I'm more than happy to talk about it. This camera is always wonderful to talk about because it is just such a beautiful camera, and making photographs with it is pure joy. So I am so happy that, you are here with me today and that you stayed with me and listened to what I had to say about it. I hope that you found it useful and that you got something out of it. Give me the thumbs up if you did. In the next show, I will be talking about doing it for yourself. A bit more of a different kind of a talk or a chat, less technical. And I hope you will be able to join me again when I talk about different approaches and, the noise that's out there. And we were talking about social media today and the pressure that we can get under when we listen too much to what other people have to say. But if you enjoyed this show, please, like and subscribe. You know the drill. It helps me a great deal, and share it with others and tell them that this episode exists out here in cyberspace, because the more the merrier. You know where I'm coming from. So thank you once again for watching today. It's been absolutely wonderful to have you here. A shout out to Thomas Knoll and Neil Soden for giving me a howdy and a smiley face. Thanks for watching early this morning. I hope you had lots of coffee already and power for that matter. And I will see you again next Friday. Next Friday, 9 o'clock is the next show. As always, I can't wait to do it all over again. And up until then, have yourselves a fabulous Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Create wonderful JPEGs. And I'll see you next week. Goodbye for now.